Okay. I could not be more confused about what just happened to my stream. I had to completely reboot my computer, and very quickly tried to look at Stream Deck a little bit more to see why it wouldn't send any tweets, and I got nowhere. So I'm a little bit confused as to what could be going on with my system here. Obviously, I've been making a lot of changes, but these changes apparently shouldn't cause the kind of issues that I'm apparently having. So, who's confused? This guy. So, yeah, about that. Hopefully, we can get back to drawing and have a little bit more success. But, yeah, I'm a little confused. I've reset a whole bunch of stuff and still having some issues. And my internet dropped and a whole bunch of stuff, so a little bit confused. Anyway, let's get back into attempting to continue working on this drawing. Because I've been having fun working on it. Would like to continue to work on it. Now I'm also confused because I turned off screen share and... Oh. Did I just size it down again? Yep, that's what I did. No, that's not what I did. What on earth is wrong with my system? Oh, I could not be more confused. Let me go see what's going on here real quick. What? Why is it showing Stream Deck when I need it to show something else? Stream Deck is here. There we go. Wow. I do not know what's going on with my system. Ha! Ay. Sorry, guys. Hopefully I can get this running somewhat smoothly-ish so we can get back to streaming. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Word to your mama. Okay, so nothing's moving. I mean, literally everything froze. My mouse stopped moving. Everything stopped. It was not pretty. So I'm not sure what happened there. But with how much stuff I run, I'm not entirely surprised by it. I don't like the fact that it messed up, but yeah, I'm not exactly surprised. Okay, anyway. That's back up. You guys can hopefully see that. Hopefully the chat room and everything is good to go. The only thing that I'm still fighting with is that I can't tweet out. It just tweeted out. It's possessed. It must be possessed. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna get back to drawing, I guess, because I have no idea what's going on here. But I'm not going to assume any less. Okay, so back to airbrushing cute little chickadees, and put my headphones back on so I can have some music. Because though I love to listen to myself, because I'm obviously that narcissistic, even I get tired of my own voice, which I'm tired of my own voice anyway. My voice is not... Some people say I have a good radio voice, and I appreciate the compliment. You hear my voice getting deeper as I say, some people say that I have a good radio voice. Yeah. I do not have a good radio voice, but I do like being on the radio. So, hey, what do you do? I'm okay with assuming that people think that I'm good at this. My computer doesn't seem to be good at it, though, so I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and keep painting this little bird up a little bit more and see how far we can get before things freeze up again. Oh, boy. So let me go ahead and switch over to white and make my airbrush a lot bigger. Thank you for putting up with me while I deal with all of this nonsense. I hate when that happens, and it's unfortunate, but things happen, I guess. Okay. I painted up those eyes, but then I'm going to come in here and totally mess it up again, I guess. I'm also trying to make sure that I don't overdo it on white. I kind of want to purposefully do an intense gray, so that way I have enough white left over to finish this piece, you know? Because you need highlight whites in certain places to really make this bold. So if you can lie to yourself and assume that you're using the most intense white that you can get your hands on, then it'll just make the piece a little bit more intense once it's all said and done. I think anyway. That would be my assumption. Okay. There we go. Okay, let's go grab black. And just because I'm lazy, let me go ahead and rotate this. Okay. This looks cool. This looks like a lot of fun. Okay, anyway. Because my theory was I was going to go here, and then let's zoom in. And then I was going to try and apply a lot more white down here along the bottoms of this. And really start making it pop in certain areas here. Just to see if I can. Working the buttons for my sizing and density is pretty hard here. Because there's a lot of changes that could be made. Oh, that's right. I don't want to use that one. I use Alt key. I am using my, what's my airbrush? Oh, what was that it? I guess. Oh, do I have to brush twice? Yeah, okay, never mind. Had to think through that a little bit. Okay. So I'm working, if you guys are not seeing the movement because I'm not doing much, I'm working on the right eye right now. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Looks like a mean little bird. I love it. I can't remember the last time I tried using airbrushing in this way, which I think is kind of a standard method for digital artists. I just don't do realism. Definitely not to the extent that other people would, you know? So it's really fun to do something so different than what I'm used to. That makes me just want to keep working on this. I don't even want to start working on my commissions because this is just so much fun to do something new in the creative aspect, you know? And it's just so unique and fun. But hubby got to make a paycheck, so I do need to stop playing with this and start focusing. It's just so cute and funny to see this angry little chick. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so fun. I really got to make that happen. I think that's going to be adorable. Yes, please. Can I have another? Oh, that's so funny. Look at him. Oh man. I think that there is a very fine line between fantasy and realism, and I do love more fantasy than I do realism. I feel like realism is amazing. It's amazing that someone has the creativity to do that intense to be able to go that real, you know, to think that real, to know that they can paint someone to such an extent that you really can't tell if it's a picture or if it's a painting. But I also say that that's actually part of the problem. If you are able to do that to that extent, why would you repaint someone from a picture to look like it was a picture taken? Why not leave textures and designs in there that make it an obvious painting? Because a painting shows presence. A picture shows simplicity. I think what happens is that realism becomes a bit more of a novelty, which is unfortunate because of how much heart goes into painting it. But really, it's kind of a novelty because in the end, you can show the process of how you got to that, making it real, but in the end, it's not, how do you even put it? It's not, it's a lie. It's an extent, to one extent, it's kind of a lie that you, that looks so cool and so funny. Oh my goodness. Wow, that looks awesome. Oh my word. I got to do that again with the other eye here. Anyway, I give realism artists a lot of credit. They are amazing that they can do what they do. But I love when you can go past that. Someone who I think is truly just an industry standard for what I love as a realism artist is Jason Seiler. And you've seen his stuff before because it's very realistic, but at the same time, incredibly exaggerated. Now, obviously, I'm biased because I'm a caricature artist. I've always focused my attention on pushing limits of what makes something, you know, more caricature cartoon, and what brings out an attitude of a character. And I prefer that myself. But I do like his stuff because it looks very realistic until you look at it closely and you see the cartoon, you see the push of the work, and you can see the artist's touch, which just can make all the difference in the world. And I highly suggest going that route. Look up Jason Seiler and see how far you can take caricature in a sense of realism, because his stuff makes him money to survive. My stuff doesn't make me enough money to survive from day to day. It's reasonable, but the way I can best describe it is my job that I do as a caricature artist makes me enough money to enjoy my hobby more. So I can buy more parts for my quadcopters and things. But, I mean, when it comes down to it, Jason's artwork, first off, he's so incredibly well known in the art industry. But then, of course, secondly, from that, it's just so unique and something that he has created and invented for himself. And he's capitalized on it in that extent, you know? And I think that's where that's where he's able to survive with that. Me, I can't. Me, I trust in you guys to help me out. I trust in you guys to help me get to the next paycheck, to order the next caricature that will help me go a little bit further and such. That's far more what I do and what I have. So, and like I'm saying, trying to get to a point that I've probably gotten to 4 or 5 times by now. I love when realism is done originally, and not just copying exactly what's there, but changing it and making it yours, and putting a thought process into how you can alter. He looks like he's got a lazy eye. How you can show off a person in a I want to say fantasy, but people don't ask to be painted so that they can look like a picture. They get painted because they want something unique. Dang, that looks cool. Still a little weird with the eyes, but kind of awesome. I kind of want to make him like a boxer or something, you know? Let me do this real quick. I'm just going to take a white dot, and let's see if this wakes him up at all. Just go get a white dot, pure white dot, and bring up my intensity, and yeah. That's so cool. He looks just like beastly. I know it's all wrong. His eyes are all contorted and things are just not adding up, but that's why I love what I do. Oh, that is so funny and fun. There's so much push of exaggeration in there. Ah, it's adorable. That is adorable. I gotta send a picture of that to my wife. Oh, that's funny. Hang on, I gotta send a picture of this to my wife. I guess I better send her a picture of what I was actually drawing so she can see why I'm freaking out about it. Did our internet drop again? I hope not. I saw it go into the red and it looks like we have a couple dropped frames. I hope that's not what's going on. That is just the funnest little punk I've seen yet. Oh, boy. That's so fun. I am seeing our internet going crazy here. Let me go see if my little stick that I use here is doing okay. It says it's running 300 megabits per second. So there shouldn't be an issue here, but apparently there is, because I'm dropping frames really bad. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry, guys. Today may not be a good streaming day. I don't know what's going on. It's unfortunate when things kind of start to get a little bogus like this. But I'm gonna keep having fun with this guy for a little bit longer, and then I'll switch gears and start working on artwork. Thank you for hanging out with me. If anyone's here, I don't see anyone in the chat room, but definitely thank you for hanging out, and hope that you're enjoying the stream as much as I am at the moment. Part of me wonders about the idea of actually doing a game stream, you know, on here sometimes every now and then. I don't know. But part of me thinks that would be a lot of fun. It says I have 2 people here. I might be one of them. I'm not sure. But, of course, I don't see anyone in the chat room, which is totally okay. But still. All right, anyway. This is just an adorable little punk. Let me keep drawing here. That way I don't lose anyone's interest. Because that's just so funny. That is just adorable. And the thing is, I'm putting all the effort into coloring it up, and then if I go back over top accidentally with too much airbrush, I'm going to cover over these cute little eyes of his, which I don't want to do, but we'll see. Because I don't feel the form that I have here is quite right just yet. Once again, I'm trying to not use perfect white. Okay, so let's do something like this. Just trying to think about how the face would shape in this case. So let's come up like this. Yeah, see, it's starting to lose form by accident here. Okay, let's do just some little touches in here so that it'll start forming. Okay. All right. This is adorable. I can't get over how annoyingly cute this thing is and how funny he is. He's just so cute. And I hate when I get started on this and I start to feel like something cute's coming out of this, because then I need to go focus on other artwork. But oh my word, just like this little punk, it looks like a punk. He just looks like a mad little chick. Like some kind of cat is staring up at him. He's like, "Come on, take me." You know? "You want to mess with me, punk?" "No, you can't do it. No, 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 no." And just, it's it's adorable. Oh, I love this when this happens, because I become intrigued by my own artwork. There is nothing more encouraging by being inspired by your own work. That's what pushes some artists to keep going. That's what pushes people to keep drawing. Because you look at this and you just go, how can I stop? This is just adorable. How can I stop this? I don't want to stop drawing this. I want to just keep going, and I want to see what he turns into. Where's my brain going to take this? This will be a piece that I'm going to look back at in a year or two, and I'm going to be like, dude, I don't even think I could draw that again if I tried, you know? And I probably could, but I wouldn't know how, because this stuff happens sometimes just because. You know, it's not like I had plans to draw this to this perfection. You know? I mean, it's just airbrush. And airbrush can, because it's such a soft medium, it can lie to you and make you think you're better. It helps, as Bob Ross would say, it helps make happy accidents, if that makes any sense. You make a happy accident, and then you go from there. All right, let's zoom in. And let me grab my blending brush. And I want to just blend in this. It's already kind of blended, so I don't think I can blend it any further. Or is that not the same layer? It's not the same layer. Let me merge these together. There we go. Whoops. Stay. And now it's going to blend. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Once again, it looks incredibly soft, and there's a reason why it looks incredibly soft, and that's because there needs to be a lot of hard tones to really make it look right. Right now, it just looks like a big fluff ball, you know. But when you start to get into the details, and when you can get in here, say like this, maybe let's try and work on this side just a little bit, just so I can prove a point. Because you're obviously threatening me right now, and I have to prove my point to you, because you don't believe me. I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller, and I am going to build up the saturation a little bit. Not that much, though. Let me make it a little bit smaller. And then, with my airbrush, I can do all this with an airbrush. I could paint a, well, maybe not me, but other people could paint a full piece just with an airbrush, because even an airbrush can have a hard point at some point. So let's go ahead and kind of give him like 2 bags under his eyes. So focusing on the first bag here. Okay. And then if I want the second bag, then I can kind of stick it here. And then if we need to kind of sharpen up the eyeball, I can come in here and grab the black of this eye, switch back over to my airbrush, and start trimming out this black. Changing my densities and my brush sets just constantly to get this more shaped like what we would be thinking. And then I'll go select this pure white that I got in his eye here and maybe draw with more density and a smaller airbrush, draw this kind of like tear line here. Maybe even carry it around the eye a little bit so it looks like the reflection of the eyelid. So if I drop the density and I take it just a little bit larger and I carry it up like this, and maybe select this gray and erase some of this excess here. Just trying to kind of dim down this a little bit so it's not as bold. Okay. But you can see just by doing this little gray change on top of that white, it just kind of suddenly adds a little extra form. So if I grab this black right here and I carry this down this way, okay. And I got these lines tucked in here, so if I wanted to, I could grab my airbrush, go a little smaller, and kind of erase these out by painting over them. I mean, that's basically what a real painter does. There's no eraser with a real canvas. You basically paint over your sketches until they disappear. Shall we zoom out and see what it looks like? I think we'll be kind of surprised. Let me also just come over here and whoa, nope, wrong color, folks. Maybe it's just a little bit lighter there in that gray. I mean, when you're working with gradients, it's really easy to not be able to tell which gray is there. So I'm just going to blend. You see how it's getting whiter up here when really it's not doing anything of the sort. So I'll go grab this which looks darker, go grab my brush here and fill this in just a little bit. Maybe go a little bit bigger so it just kind of blends it. Okay. All right, let's zoom out and see what we got. Here we go. Look at the detail in that eye now. It's much more intensified. Now that I'm seeing it, though, it needs a little bit more work because it's a little too low. And actually the shadow, the highlight that I have in the eye here is what's causing me not to like it. So if I want to, I could come in here and go back to our brush. For some reason I keep hitting I for the eyedropper instead of hitting Alt for the eyedropper, which the I for the eyedropper is going to actually do a it's going to keep the eyedropper as the eyedropper, where the Alt is just a temporary button. I think that this looks like it's falling a little bit too much, so using Alt, I'll go select this gray, and then I'm going to push this up just a little bit with a bit more dense airbrush. So just going to push this up just a little. There we go. And then I'm going to just follow it through and draw some new shaping here. And then we can go with it Alt, grab this dark, and maybe pull it through this way a little. Okay. That's going to be a mean-looking eye. And it looks like it's dropping a little too low down on the very bottom here, too. So let me Alt this right down here and very carefully push this up. Nice thing about having... oh! I've been recording this whole time! Oh, no! That's why it was staying on. Hang on a sec. That's stupid. I did not mean to do that. All right, there we go. That's a mistake. I'm still getting used to having a DSLR here instead of having a web camera. I keep the web camera set up in a separate area that I can turn on here and show you this, which might work pretty well, but it's also... I'm going to be using this more for reviews on my other channels and stuff, and I might even set that up over this desk over here, shooting down, so I have an area to show you guys what I'm working on or whatever. I haven't quite decided yet, but I have a backup web camera, and then having the DSLR, which just looks more professional in a big way. It makes more sense. So anyway, I think I got the hiccups. Okay, that's what I get for having a McDonald's frappe. Okay, so let's do some alt right here, and we're gonna alter this just like this, yeah. Oh my goodness, this looks fantastic. Oh my, just amazing. Darling, you look beautiful. That eye could not be more just gorgeous. Oh my. Okay, so let's go in here. Select this black and maybe start shaping out the iris a little bit more. Kind of intensify it a little bit so it starts to pop. I think that'd look kind of cool. Look at that. Look at that. That guy's got it out for you. It's a threat. It's a downright threat right there. I'm coming for you. That sounds a little bit more devious than I meant for it to, but still. We can also, I know birds have a full black eye, because if you look here, you can see that this bird obviously does not have any white in the eye, but I do think that white in the eye does give a form of personality. So if I wanted to, I'm going to do this on a separate layer. That way if I don't like it, I can simply turn it off. But let's go ahead and grab some white. And actually, I'm just going to select down here. Why not? And let's see what happens if we fill this up to a white. Phew, that just got... He's a mean-looking little punk. Don't paint me like this. Don't you do it. I'm giving you the evil eye. Your will as you know it is done. You have loved ones. I know who they are. I will peck out their eyes. I don't know. Okay, let's go ahead and get some white here and blend it in this way. And I think that's going to look a little fake, so I'm going to have to kind of dim it down on the top. So I'll just grab some gray, like whatever this deep tone is up here, and all I need to do is just make the airbrush just a little bigger and drop its density, and that will help cause that cast shadow that we can kind of put in here to kind of make it look like the eye is going into the head a little bit. But I also think that it'll look kind of cool if I go grab the white here and just apply a little bit more white in the iris itself in like a couple little places here, so like this. I think that's going to make the pupil pop a little bit more, and even if I want to, I can come in here and do like little push lines like this. Just the folds and creases of the eye. And they need to be in special areas. You don't want to put them all over the place because then it looks like his eye is turning into something really weird and awkward. But let's zoom out now and see what this looks like in comparison to the other eye. This should be interesting. That's cool looking. I mean, look at that. There's so much depth and personality in that eyeball now that wasn't there before. And that's why I like having white eyes on characters. Now it looks like Tweety Bird gone angry, you know? So there's a personality and a presence in him here that isn't there otherwise. So I really like that. I think I'm going to leave that like that. And really, I should stop and start working on client artwork. But this is great, doing this airbrush technique and just kind of loosening up with this. I think that's a really fun way to go. Really fun way just to kind of be me and find my personality in a different art style that I haven't done in a long time. Because it's just so fun. It's just a cute little character. Let's go ahead and get out of here and open up a piece that I really should be working on. Let's go to this one here. This guy's been waiting forever for his artwork, and we need to keep pushing ahead on this one. This will be a fun piece just to keep plugging away on, and we'll see how far we get with it today. So far so good, though. I'm enjoying myself. I hope you guys are. I'm noticing how low quality my iPad vision is here. I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to make that a little better for you guys. It's kind of low resolution per se. But I hope that it's not bugging you guys too much, and I'll learn more ways to improve on things. Let me get a sip of my Diet Coke here, because I am just... Ooh! That feeling when the cold liquid just hits your bottom of your stomach and you're just kind of like, boom, whoa. Okay, so this is the piece that I need to keep working on here, and I need to try and knock out today. This is FPV Slacker. It's another pilot from my bunch of guys that I have been drawing for, and most of my clientele right now is FPV pilots like myself. And if you guys are curious about that a little bit more, then you can go take a look at my channel, Shreddy Bear, and that's where I fly my drones, and I put these little crazy cameras on that. That's a Session, GoPro Session or RunCam 3, and I run these little guys on my quads and then record while I'm flying so that you guys can see what I do. But we're doing flips and loops and crazy things, and there's not much time to do things like spy on people because we're too busy looping over trees, getting them stuck in trees, and having a really great time. And everyone's like, a drone! You're spying! That's not exactly at all what's going on. So let me go ahead and grab my color and see if I can find my ink lines. Go find my pen. And we're going to go ahead and get back to inking here. Let me make my pen a bit bigger and just start inking this out. This really does make a big difference, having a keyboard where I can just hit a simple button and I'm able to keep going. It really does just speed up the inking process by, I mean, double, quite literally. I can knock this out twice as fast as I did before, because I just have the ability to utilize my left hand more, and that's honestly the best way to go. I have a YouTube video explaining how you can do that with any keyboard that you want that's Bluetooth compatible, and you will thank me for the rest of your days. All right. And I'm telling you guys, if you haven't tried Clip Studio yet, I know that $8.99 a month sounds expensive. It is. But these developers do deserve their money. Would I like them to have a one-time buy-in? Absolutely. But no one's doing that these days. These days, unless you own a video game, video games are one of the few ways that works. But I personally feel that these guys deserve. They worked hard to get Clip Studio onto a machine that all of us use as artists. So in my mind, they deserve the money that they worked hard for. Oh, I just noticed his feet are backwards. His other toe. Do you see this? He's got two of the same feet on each side. So I'm going to have to change that, obviously. This foot's perfectly fine, but I'm going to have to re-ink the other foot or re-sketch the other foot to make sure I got what I need there. Okay. And let's get this going this way. There we go. But like I'm saying, though, I'm making a big deal for the developer. But truth be told, they give you 6 months free. So go and utilize that 6 months and enjoy the program as long as you can. And then if you can't afford it, within the next 6 months, if you can't sell an art piece that's worth $15 or $20 or $30, then get rid of the program. But if you can create a piece of art that you can sell for $20 and then take 10 of it and put it towards your keeping this for another month and then just keep doing that month by month by month, I think that you would thank me later, because this is just such a good application. And yeah, I don't like the idea that I have to spend, $8.99 to have it per month, because I'm already spending $50 to have Adobe Suite. But I'm sorry, when when you find an app that's worth the value that you're paying for it, and you're able to pay it off because you're getting money because you're selling artwork to someone, then it makes sense. And these guys are gearing this program for professionals. So I get why people are up in arms about it, and I know exactly how you feel. I'm very thankful that I make a bit of money in this industry doing this, but I've done it because I've worked hard to get to this point, and it did require making a bunch of sacrifices to get to this point, spending a lot of money and putting a lot of time into doing it. So, in my mind, if you're trying to become a professional, then you need professional software. And if you only have an iPad, or you would prefer to use an iPad, because I don't even suggest using a Cintiq anymore. My Cintiq is sitting over in the back of the corner over here, in the back of the room here. Hang on, I'm making my point here. My Cintiq is right there, going completely unutilized. There's no reason to use that when I have something as simple as my iPad sitting right here in front of me, with a pen that feels much more sturdy and much more comfortable in the hand than a stupid, well, it's not stupid. I love Cintiq, but Cintiq is becoming outdated because of iPad and what developers have done within iPad. There is a major difference in that extent, in a big, big way. Okay. Okay, so I'm having to rebuild this foot. So if I rebuild it from the small toe, it would be something kind of like this. Okay. All right, let's go this way. What's going on? I am working on a commission for a pilot, and I'll show you the full zoomed out version here. This guy is a remote control quadcopter pilot, which is something I also do. And I can show you this right here is a quadcopter right here. And so he's flying one of these bad boys. And he's a very lazy pilot. That's what he wants to be known as. He wants to be known as FPV Slacker. So I'm drawing him flying with literally 2 fingers on his remote. And you can see them down there. He's kind of giving the I love you sign, but really what he's doing is he's flying one of these drones with a remote with 2 fingers, which is not only lazy, but incredibly skillful. So that's what I'm working on right now. It is a commission for another client, though I would much be rather working on this commission here. Wait, no, it's not a commission. This is just for me personally. Anyway, back to this one, because I need to get this one done. So I'm working on Tootsies right now. All right. Let's go ahead and make this foot a little bit smaller. Not smaller, but get it in the background, and then see if I'm okay with it by redrawing it. Because this foot looks great, but this one looks a little quirky, so I want to kind of rethink it a little bit more. I want to just kind of draw out this foot. Okay. And then this foot actually is going to have this, and that's going to go this way to hook up to the heel. There we go. So this is what we got. I just spat all over my iPad. That's what I get for doing my accents. Spit all over the place. Do they give you an idea as to what they want it to look like, or do they just let you go as you want to? It depends. I have a lot of different clients that know me for what I do. I have a lot of artwork that's on the internet, on Facebook at least. And so a lot of people will go and look at my artwork, and then they'll come to me and they'll usually say something like, I want you to draw me as you drew this other person. And then there's a lot of other people, and I do get this quite often. I'll have people say, I want this, and this, and I leave everything else in your hands. So let me see if I can explain. I just finished this piece yesterday. And this is not the finish. I took it over into Illustrator, and I finished it in Illustrator. This guy is known as Dusty Air. Okay, he's a quadcopter pilot like I am. And he says, the only thing I want is I want white camo, digital camo. I want a black shirt, and I want some kind of dust storm. And so I created this, and I sent him a concept of it, and I said, what do you think about this? And he says, I love it, and we're done. So I was able to ink that up and call that a day. Let's get out of here really quick and hop into my old program where I did do all my drawings, which was in Procreate. And let me show you some other pieces I got. This one right here is a really fun piece, and it's loading. And what I'll do really quick for you while I talk through this, I will play the video that is in this piece. So hang on just a second, because the nice thing about Procreate is it does record what you drew. So let me come here into my video and the time-lapse replay. He says, I want a motorcycle. Why isn't it time-lapsing? Oh, come on, don't make me... Oh, there we go. He says, I want to be drawn next to my motorcycle, and I want Linux everywhere on this thing. And I said, okay. And I was realizing as I'm drawing him that it just doesn't look very interesting for him to be standing next to his motorcycle. So I found a reference of a guy riding a motorcycle, and it's literally jumping into the air. And I said, so I started doing this sketch, and about here, I sent him a reference, and I said, how do you feel about this? And he goes, I love it. So I said, okay, we're going to go from there. Now, I sent it to him with a helmet flying off of him into the background. And, of course, if you are in the industry of racing motorcycles, it's not going to be a good thing that your helmet's falling off. So he goes, well, why not give me goggles to exaggerate the idea that this is just an exaggerated pose? And I said, absolutely, because this is also a quadcopter pilot. So there is mainly, for me, because I've been doing this for a while, people... And I'm not bragging. I'm telling you what will happen in the future if you do this for a long time. But a lot of people come to me and say, we've seen your work. We trust you on what you think is best. You're going to make it the most dynamic. I just want these couple things. And you figure out how you want that to happen, if that makes sense. And then I go through and I create it and I send them concepts along the way. And I only send them concepts when I like what I'm creating. When I don't like what I'm creating, I don't send concepts. It depends on the scenario. And honestly, I send less concepts when they ask me, how's this whole proofing process work? You know, when they ask me, how's the process work? You know, like, how do I see what you're doing to me? That's when I realize this person's probably going to be a bit more picky. And a little bit too invested in what the final created piece is. Where I want to create something that they're going to love, and it's going to mean that they have to be loose. They have to trust me to create something special. And not everyone's willing to do that. Some people hire me because I'm a good artist and they want me to do my concept of them. And then some people are just hiring any artist they can get their hands on to complete their process for them. This is a piece I've been working on for a little while, that the person has told me he wants the creature from the Black Lagoon, if you've ever seen that movie. And I can do the time-lapse for you here on this as well, if you want. And basically, I said, okay, well, do you know what you want? And it was the same kind of idea. You come up with your own theory and, you know, just let me see what you got. So I started drawing the creature from the Black Lagoon, and I drew the whole body out and everything, and I just was not liking it at all. And then I got to this point, and that's how it goes. Yeah, you know what? It's a movie from the black and white screen days, and I've never seen that movie, and it's probably not a good thing that I haven't seen that movie, because I am drawing this creature, and it's good to know the personality of the creature. I looked it up on Pinterest. Pinterest had a bunch of good photos of the creature from the Black Lagoon. And so I drew my concept of it as I wanted, sent it over to him, and I said, here's what I'm planning to do. I'm planning on putting a damsel in distress in the forefront, full body, but I want to have him kind of in the background, and I want this to be a very almost tattoo, new school, or excuse me, new school? Is it new school? Yeah, new school tattoo kind of style, lots of vector feeling and structure and lots of shine. I want lots of color, and I just want this to pop. And he got a look at it, and he goes, I love it, keep going. So this is a piece that I need to continue to work on for him. But this is the kind of stuff that I do. So you're going to have many different kinds of clients. You're going to have really picky clients who know exactly what they want, and when they know exactly what they want, they're dangerous, because those are clients you should charge more for, because they're going to be incredibly picky on their final result. And then there's the other people who are going, please just draw me. I want to be drawn by you. I don't care what you draw for me, just draw me and you. You know, I want your name on this product. And when that happens, that's where you get to feel really good. And that's the best artwork you can make. That's the stuff where you're inspired to give them something extra special because they came to you and they said, do it in your style because I want you. I don't want any other artist. I want you. I'm willing to pay however much you are worth. And that's where it feels really good. I think it's always best to let the artist and creator be able to flow with it. Exactly. And if you start putting rules and regulations in front of the artist and say, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, it starts to feel like a job and not a gift. And so that's where, when it comes down to it, I honestly start charging the client more, because I realize that client is going to be someone more difficult to deal with. And in the long term, if I charge them the price that I would charge a normal person, I'm not going to make enough money to make up for the amount of time that I know I'm going to spend on their artwork. That's why I charge more for logos instantly. I know that logos may actually be quicker to draw than a caricature. My caricatures can take up to a week to draw. Depends on how inspired I am. My logos, I'm able to maybe able to create them in a half an hour to 45 minutes. I don't know. It depends on how elaborate the person wants that artwork to be. But if that person's picky and they have an idea in their head of exactly what they want, then that could mean revisions. That could mean complete redos. That could mean so many, 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 many different things. So it's very important to kind of rewind and go, okay, in the long term of how long I'm going to be dealing with this client, how much should I charge for the amount of pickiness that they seem to have? And so it's a fine line. And you will have to, if you're starting off as an artist and you're wanting to be in the art industry, you're going to have to start by charging very, very little and inspiring people to get you. And then as people get you, then you can raise your prices. As people start sharing the artwork with their friends and with their families, and then those friends and families come and get in touch with you, and social networking does what it does best. That's what you can expect. And don't expect that you're going to have people going, I want to be drawn by you, because that's something that's earned over years of time and lots of sacrifice on your part, because when you're charging $20, $30 for something that's worth $300 because you're a no-name, you have to start somewhere. My thing is, don't start at $5. Have you ever been stumped on something, as in you can't understand what they want, or something just comes with time that you understand? I get stumped every day. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The piece that I showed you just now, Dusty Air, you can actually go watch some of my previous streams that I have on YouTube and here on Twitch, and you can see that I actually did 5, 6, 7 different faces of Dusty, just trying to get the likeness of him correct. Same with this guy. This gentleman here is a really, really great guy. I really enjoy talking with him, and he's been awesome. He comes onto the stream and watches me draw him, and I love when people watch. even if it's the person that I'm drawing it for. I love when they watch, as long as I don't see them being picky. I want them to be inspired by what's being created. I don't want them to feel that they become the lead artist in the lead role, you know? That's not their job. Their job is to let me do my job. No, actually, I love talking. You can ask as many questions as you want. Please don't mind that. I love answering questions. I have no problem with that. Answering questions is part of what I really love to do, so you can talk my ear off whole day. That's why I'm here on the stream. Sitting here working on drawings and not being able to talk is incredibly boring for me. Answering questions, sharing my life, and being able to offer some kind of advice, that makes my day. So don't worry about me. I will be able to do the drawings and stuff. I just love answering the questions. So trust me, that makes my day, to be able to answer your questions. So you will always be stumped in drawing. You will always find a brick wall that you hit in probably every single piece that you draw, especially if you're as picky as me about the stuff that I draw. The goal that I've always found is that you need to loosen up. I become very picky if I like the person more. If I'm drawing a family member, oh my gosh, I hit a brick wall. My wife is like, you don't draw caricatures of me anymore. I used to draw tons of caricatures of her when we were dating, and then being married to her, ugh. I am so incredibly picky on how I draw my wife now. I rarely ever draw her because I'm just so incredibly picky. And I'll show you this really quick. When I draw a caricature of someone that I really care about, I become organized, and I think about, okay, here's a face, and I'm looking at their face, and I'm going, okay, an eye is here, an eye is here, a nose is here, and a mouth is here, and I start sketching this whole format out, and when I get done, it looks far too realistic. My wife comes in, she goes, yeah, it looks like them, but it looks too realistic. It doesn't look like the Tim Michael style. She's absolutely right. And it annoys me to no end that she is right, but she is exactly right. And so that means I have to reset. I have to basically turn off everything I'm doing, and literally I delete the image in front of her. And she goes, why on earth did you delete that? That was very good. And I said, because you're right. People are hiring me because they want the Tim Michael style. And if I'm giving them something completely different from the Tim Michael style, then we're losing what makes this so important. And so then I stop, I loosen up, and then I look at their face again. And as I'm looking at their face again, then I just start getting stupid. So that perfect image that I started off with, this square shape or whatever, I go, you know what? The worst thing I can do is not get a likeness. So then I start doing this. And I start going, okay, let's start with the nose. And the nose, it looks really a little bigger than usual. And the nostrils, they're kind of intensified too. Okay, and I know that the eye doesn't go here, but what if I put an eye here like this, and then I put another eye here, and maybe I exaggerate it a little bit more and I make it a little bigger. What if I want that attitude of maybe he seems surprised? So maybe I can bring in this eyebrow really low, and I can bring this one up really high, and maybe like over-exaggerate it, and then come down this way and connect into the eye, which is going to drop this eye here like this, and then this one kind of like this. Does it look like that? Sort of, I don't know. Let's just keep going. Okay. And that's what I start to doing. Then I start to really loosen up, and I start to look at things at a broad spectrum. And I look for ways just to kind of push things. You know, maybe he's only grinning from one side of his face, okay. You know, and I just start building form without cause. And if it starts to look like them more and more, then I'm doing okay. If not, I'll start over. But you got to admit, this that I just drew right here, in comparison to this analytical, okay, eye here, nose here, mouth here, with a little cute little grin, which one do you like more? And that's because I took the time to loosen up and stop thinking the analytical. I'm a creative. I'm not an analytical. And many caricature artists aren't analytical people. And if they are analytical people, it's because they got to loosen up, and because they become too tight in something. The person who buys a caricature from me wants this. They want that. They don't want this. Anyone with practice and time can do the analytical drawing because it's a mathematical formula that you use to create the face. This other technique here requires someone who... Oh, I hate when this happens. I don't know why this is going on. I don't want it to record. Stop recording. I don't need you to record. Sorry, guys. I hope it's not recording still, because I'm just going to fill up my memory card to no end. I'm still getting used to using a DSLR camera. Sorry. But this is what people want. And when I become that lockdown analytical, and then I'm on here on Twitch or I'm on YouTube and I'm creating this stuff, it doesn't inspire people to want to buy from me if it's all analytical. But if I can look at someone's face and I can turn it into this fun, exaggerated cartoon, and I can draw this person sucking down a drink while flying their quad with 2 fingers, that's what they hired me for. They didn't hire me for this perfect ramrod face, you know? So you have to create your style. It needs to be a style that inspires people. And then you go from there, and you start blowing away minds and showing them what makes you different. And that's what gets you your sales, and that's what makes everyone share... Excuse me. That's what makes everyone share their artwork to the next guy, and that's what makes things explode. That's what brings in more subscribers. That's what brings in more attention. That's what brings in guys like you asking me questions like that, and everything goes from there. And that's where things get really exciting. That's where you get it. That's where you experience what maybe, if you're like me, what you've been waiting for. And that's acknowledgement of your abilities and a desire to learn from that person with those abilities. You know, so that's my take. And if not to learn, then to buy something from that person, you know. I feel that that's kind of important too, obviously, because we got to make money somewhere. So there you go. There's my story. I hope it helps. I love teaching. I love tutoring people. I love being a mentor. It's really fun for me. I like that more than I like drawing commissions. I admit, because commissions, they require your brain, and they're tiring. And when your brain is all locked up and you can't think straight, and you're tired because you've been spending your whole day focusing on the artwork and feeling like you're not getting anywhere, or you're locked up because you're in that realism state. I prefer being the teacher, you know, and being that guy that can offer the wisdom that gets someone else to the point that I'm at, you know. And I have such a long way to go. I'm an artist, and I get paid to do it, and it's wonderful, and I know that a lot of people would wish to be in my shoes, and I'd love to see them get in my shoes, you know, and that's where I'm inspired to teach, and that's why I like doing YouTube and such. And it's really great. And sometimes it'll fall off, because I haven't touched my YouTube in a long time, and then within the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've just gone in there and destroyed it. Gone in there and just been working my butt off in there, and it's really fun to come back from a break, per se. Especially when I've been away trying to figure out what's going on in my life right now. There you go. And here we go. Draw the toe. And I don't need as much detail as I put in there just because he's wearing a sock. So I will just do some kind of fun little sockish kind of things. But it helps kind of create those lines that you might need on the other end when you're doing the design. So there we go. Okay, so nice reversed foot, which kind of helps. So now, there we go. So I didn't like how this seat was laid out, because it wasn't following the horizon line. And it's nice to just draw a body, you know, or just draw like a face to waist or something where you don't have to think about where the lines of action, well, not lines of action, but the perspective is and how is it on the horizon and such. That always takes a bit more time and practice and I haven't done enough study on that as I should, but that's honestly because I'm too busy drawing what I do now. I don't get much of a break of drawing commissions. I rarely get to draw what I want these days. Like my little chick that I was working on there. I have a very unique sense of humor when it comes to art. My wife asked me to do a drawing for her, a painting for her when we were dating. And she goes, I want you to do a real painting. I don't want you to do digital. I want you to do a real painting. So I went out and I bought some canvases and I did a watercolor painting. And I started working on I started doing one watercolor painting, and I did something that inspired me that I thought would be really fun, because I just have that fun sense of attitude, and I thought what would be really fun to do would be a, guinea pigs, not guinea pigs, excuse me, prairie dogs in outer space. And so I literally drew prairie dogs floating around in outer space, and I gave them all space helmets, and they're all smiling and looking happy while they're in this big black abyss with a great big satellite right next to them. A very quirky, fun piece that I never finished, but it was still really fun. And I showed her what I was working on, you know, and I'm like, here's what I'm doing for you. And she's like, no. She didn't want to admit to it, but she hated it, you know? It just was not what she was hoping from her boyfriend. And so I said, well, what do you want, you know? And she goes, I don't know, I just want something meaningful. Okay, fine. I get it. And so that's where I restarted, and I did a painting of a teddy bear leaning against a Bible, and little frogs, one frog on the teddy bear's leg and the other frog on a window of like a house. And then you see a big stream, not a stream, but like a little lake outside the window, and all this rippling water and stuff. So very, very detailed piece that I worked on for like a month before I gave it to her. And I put a bunch of hidden meanings in there. I did a drawing of a frog a long time ago that she really liked, and so she really liked how I drew frogs. So that's why I drew 2 frogs in the painting. And then the bear, the teddy bear, my wife calls me Teddy, and so I wanted a teddy bear in there. That's why my FPV pilot name when I'm flying my quads is Shreddy Bear. And I wanted to have Shreddy Bear because I'm known as the Shreddy Bear, and because I'm known as Teddy by my wife. And the Bible, because my wife and I are Christians, and then if you looked in the water, in the lake outside with all the ripples of water, and you looked in there closely, her name, I had written the name in the ripples. And you could see the name in the ripples if you looked carefully enough, if you knew what you were looking for. And I gave that to her, and that made her day. That was what she wanted. That was what she was inspired by. So she wanted what inspired me, and I did what I wanted to do, but yeah, she didn't want prairie dogs in outer space. I had to redo it and stuff, and I never finished that piece. I still have it laying around somewhere, probably in storage right now. But yeah, I did have that, and that was fun. There you go, sharing all my stories here. Okay, so let's go back here, and let's get this pulled down here. So this is the radio that he's using. And I usually draw a very specific kind of radio, and it's called a Tyrannus. And so I've gotten used to drawing these Tyrannuses, and it helps when you can just kind of draw without thinking about it. So this is the antenna. The antenna sticks up kind of weird. I have a Tyrannus laying around here somewhere that if you guys were curious I could show you, but it's pretty basic stuff. So that's the antenna, and this is the little stand that you hold it by if you want to, or you could stand it on the ground with this. Okay, now we need to put in the switches. There's switches all over these things. So we're going to put 2 switches here, and they just kind of stick up this way, kind of like this, and they toggle on and off. So you can program it to do different things. And the radio will go back this way, and it's going to touch the ground, and come back here, And I'm just going to draw the bottom of the radio going this way. And just kind of take this line down this way, kind of like that. Okay. And if I want to, I could fill it in, which I think I'll do, because it's basically against the ground. It's against the floor, so I'm not too worried about that. I can draw this coming up this way. And over here is going to be a toggle switch that needs to be a bit more oval. Okay. And these switches can go up and down, kind of like this, on the side. There we go. All right. Let me see what layer this is on. It's on its own layer, because there's some stuff I'm going to have to erase to finish this. Let me see what layer this is on. Okay. So I'm actually going to merge these layers together now, since I'm pretty happy with them. So just go ahead and merge those together. So that should turn into one solid image other than his face, which is good. That way I can erase some stuff and not have to worry about it. I should also have a guideline here somewhere. So let me find that guideline. Is it the top layer? It's the top layer. So I'm going to take the top layer and move it to the bottom because I'm not too worried about that. And the artwork continues. No, yes. Okay. So let's erase. Here we go. Let's erase this right here. Whoa, no. We need a hard-edged eraser. There we go. That way it keeps all my line work nice and clean. And right here is going to be where the switch is, the toggle switch that I drew before. Let me firm up my, there we go. So I'm going to kind of sketch out where that switch is. Okay. And for the moment, I'm just going to erase the bottom of this chair up a little bit. Okay, there we go. And now we can start drawing in the little details like the different toggles. Well, actually, these are the controls. So it's a little arm that sticks up out of the top of the radio, kind of like this. And then it goes into this kind of weird thing here. And for now, I'm just going to fill that in. I don't think that's going to be too big a deal. Okay, and then the other one's going to go over here. And this one's the throttle, so I do want that to kind of be forward aiming. So it looks like he's kind of flying it forward. For those people who actually know how to fly quads. So I want this to kind of look like that. Maybe I'll just do something like that so it looks like it's kind of... There we go. Now, there's other switches all across the front of this thing, so I need to put on a couple more here. Oh, I forgot to tell them. Hang on just a second, guys. I forgot to text my in-laws about something. There we go. Our in-laws go out to dinner every night, and I kind of forgot to let them know that we weren't going to go tonight. Well, not every night, but like once a week. There we go. So that's the radio that I was looking to draw. I think that looks pretty good, so now I can go ahead and finish the chair here and get this chair form going so it looks a little bit more reasonable. Oh, hello. That's going to need to come down this way a bit more. Okay, and then this can come through here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fill this in. and then I will erase the controls out through here. It's not that clean either. I might need to redo that a little bit. We'll see. Okay, so it looks kind of pretty messy here. So I might need to clean that up, but we'll see. Because this is just a very small part of the final piece. So I'm not too worried about getting it absolutely perfect, but at the same time, you got to make sure I do my job right. Okay. Alright, so that's there, and then the other foot's going to come this way. And we're not going to see that because it's going to disappear in the background there. And maybe we'll put a second part of the leg there, just so it shows depth. Okay. That looks pretty even so far. So now I just need to do the hand and the quad, which is always a bit of a challenge. Let me get another sip of soda here. Hey. All right. How are we all doing? We doing all right? So far, so good? Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Wow, I look out of focus. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. That's a little better. There we are. Much better. So thank you so much for hanging out with me so far, guys. We've been online for about an hour and 15 minutes according to that, but we were also recording for about 30 minutes on the previous session that decided to die for no reason at all. So it's about an hour, 45 minutes. I usually hang out for about 2 to 3 hours, and so far so good. So I hope that you guys are enjoying yourselves. I really love talking with people, so thank you for coming in and asking your questions. Elgar, I appreciate that. Hope that I was helpful. And just thank you for hanging out and having a good time with me. If you guys haven't followed me yet on Twitch, I would greatly appreciate it if you'd consider doing that. As you can see here, we have only 12 days to go to meet our goal of 100 people, so I could really use your help because we need to get a lot of people in here to meet that goal. And of course, there is a reward. If we can meet that goal, I'm going to be giving away a caricature or two. And so if you guys would be willing to share out my Twitch account and help me get more people in here, that would mean a lot to me because I have a lot of dreams and aspirations, and it's going to require your help to help me get there. And then, of course, this is something I'm trying to do for a living. And yes, I do make money from my caricatures, but the caricatures take so long to draw that, quite honestly, I'm not making enough to take care of my wife and I at all. And it's quite a challenge, and really I should be looking for a day job, which I am doing, unfortunately, because it's not exactly what I want to be doing. I want to be focusing on this. So if you would consider donating to the cause, I would greatly appreciate it. And you can see that I am trying to pay back little things here and there that I bought to make the stream better. Lights, camera equipment, little things that help me flip back and forth between fancy functions and stuff that make this look really professional. And of course, you know, being able to go into my drawing stuff here, it's just a fun little gadget and stuff like that. But this is all stuff that cost money to hopefully make money in the long run. So as much as I want this to be something that I can do for free for you guys forever, my wife and I could use some help. So if you would consider making donations and helping me out, that would be amazing. I'm really enjoying hanging out with you guys. This is something that I dream to do all the time, and it's something that I'm so desiring and focusing on, and I want to see it succeed, and I want to know that I can do this long term, but it requires your help. So there you go. There's my little spiel that I need to say every now and then. Make sure you're following me on Twitter for updates, on Instagram, and of course on Facebook and YouTube. Get subscribed on there, and hit the like button whenever you can. Sorry. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me here on Twitch and being a part of the conversation. I hope that you guys are enjoying. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys, and I consider you my family and my friends. And I always look forward to meeting new people and answering your questions and making myself look a lot smarter than I really am. But thank you so much for hanging out, and hope that you're enjoying. So, a long way to go on this piece, and so let's get right back to it. Got a long way to go. There we go. All right, so far so good. Let me go find the, there's the quad. There's his face. I don't need that showing anymore. I can actually delete that layer, so I'm going to unlock it, and then I can delete it. So delete, because his face turned out really well. And that's the quad and his hands, so I need that there. That's his face. Oh, and that's the lines. There's the lines I'm looking for. So these lines that I have here are supposed to direct his eyes towards the quad. So I'm going to go ahead and erase these because now I've drawn his eyes in. That was just when I was trying to figure out which way his eyes should be looking. So I can erase these now, and that'll clean things up a little bit. Okay. So I got most of it drawn. I feel really good about that. I just need to get his hand in there. And I need to work on his hand a little bit, so I'm going to be, you know, it's one reason why I kind of have this cup here, because I want to be able to see how to pose his hand to get the best, you know, flow for that. So that's one reason why I have that. I also stopped by McDonald's for my wife. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. I'm going to zoom into his hand here, and we're going to sketch out a new hand. Grab my pencil here, and thinking about a cup, and thinking about if he's sitting here, then his hand is going to be just basically his fingers more so, I think. Actually, maybe I should use this hand. It should be more like this. So really it's just fingers coming around the outside, but we're going to see as I rework this here. So let's give him this cup, and I'm going to do it in a different color too, so it sets itself apart from the background. I talk about, if you go look at my YouTube, I've talked about in the past drawing with a rainbow, and it's purposeful. There's a reason, and it's to help you get the most out of your drawing. Get the most out of your drawing, so you can see more things, and you can draw your artwork in sections, you know, in different parts, in comparison to drawing everything in one color and then getting lost because you sketch too much. And I do a lot of sketching. I do a lot of pre-sketching and form factoring before I finalize something. So, like, I want to get this to be a pretty big cup. And I'm looking at it, and it looks like it's kind of off-kilter. So hang on a sec here. Let's come from the center of the cup down. Woo! Look at this. Wow. So we're going to have to adjust the cup a little bit this way. There we go. And when I'm not happy, then I'll just drop my opacity on that cup, and I'll go grab another one, and I'm just going to start it over again until I get what I'm looking for. Sometimes drawing is a very tedious thing. Okay. Okay, so bring this down here. And then bring this one down here. There we go. So that looks a little better with the cup. Now, I need to look at where his hand is. So here's one of his arms coming this way, and it goes down here. And then I think right about here is where the arm actually needs to come up. And it can come up behind the cup. So this works with my whole theory with the hand like this. So if I put the hand where I want it, which I'm thinking is kind of like this, then I can just add the thumb on this side and one finger coming up here. Okay. And just take that back that way a little bit. And then the other fingers can come down here. So this one's here. And this one's here. And then this one's here. And the knuckle hooks up here, and then it will connect to the hand. I mean, connect to the arm. So that's a bit more like it. Let's zoom out and see how that looks. Not quite far enough out. That doesn't look right now that I'm looking at it. So let's erase the arm here and erase this part here. I'll leave the hand on there, But I think that I need to rethink this. So if the hand comes down to about here, the elbow maybe here, and then hand comes up like this, and this would be here, and the back of the arm about here. So the elbow comes up here, and then so this hand would be showing a little bit more than that. So let's wrap the fingers around this just a little bit more. So it's probably going to be a bit more like this. Okay. And then the thumb's going to be gone because it'll be on the other side of the cup. Alright, so that still looks pretty awkward, so let's go ahead and hide this one. Now I can delete the previous layer because I'm satisfied with the sketch that I had. Actually, no, let me take that back. I'm going to merge these two layers together, and I'm going to delete this layer, which should be the original hand sketch. I hope. Yep, everything's fine, so... So the form is still not good. Still not good. Let me turn that layer off. Yeah, it looks like someone's reaching up from behind the other side of the chair and giving that to him, which is a little awkward. So that's not quite what I need. Interesting. So the other option is that we change his arm position, which is perfectly fine if we do that. If we put his shoulder here and we bring the arm out, and we bring the arm to rest on the armrest out here, which would make sense, then the arm would turn and the hand would be here. That makes a bit more sense. Alright, you guys. Well, you know what? I need to take a little bit of a break. I've been drawing for an hour and 26 minutes straight, so someone needs to get up, stretch his legs a little bit, and admittedly use the bathroom. So, I am going to put up my 10-minute timer, and I will be back within 10 minutes, hopefully within that, but at least that lets people know how long they can expect me to be gone. And I will be back, and we will continue to hang out and have some more fun here when I get back, because I want to take this drawing as far as I can today. I'd love to see us get in at least flat colors today before I finish up. So we'll see. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Believe me when I tell you I needed every second of that 10-minute bathroom break. And by the way, I'm watching it right here to make sure that I made it back on time. Which, according to my clock, I had 0 seconds left. I came in right now, literally, and sat down. Every second of that 10-minute bathroom break. And by the way, I'm watching it right here to make sure that I made it back on time. Talk about Inception. Now I'm gonna try and get out of here and close all of my stuff. There we go. Wow, I got a lot of apps. Lots of apps running right now. Okay. So let's come back to our drawing and continue to draw. Or not. Let's see if I can wake that up. Wake up, my little one. There we go. All right, cool. And we're back. There. That was a lean burp. Anyway, thank you for everyone who's here to hang out and have some fun with me. I am going to talk without my headphones for a little bit and rest my ears. So I'm going to sound very stupid. Which I don't know why, but I just don't have any noise around me to negate my crazy. So, because usually I have headphones on and I'm listening to music. So we got a cup that we need to finish. But I think I like his arm shape a little better now that I've done that. So we're going to drop the opacity just like this, yeah. And do one more sketch just to make sure that I'm getting the posture right of this. So we're going to bring that back. And this is going to be a little bit more of the actual sketch that will turn into it. So just trying to get the shaping just right. Coming up here to the all. And don't forget, I love talking with you guys, so do not be afraid to come on into the into either YouTube or into Twitch and leave your comments. Ask me any questions. I will answer them to the best of my ability. And if you don't have any questions, just come on in. Let's talk shop and have a good time and help me continue to try and reach my goal. We got 35 people out of 100 people that I'm trying to reach in the next 12 days, which I really hope we can get to that. I would love to get 100 people in here so I can do a giveaway. I want to give away a caricature to one of you guys, or even two of you guys. I haven't decided how many we're going to give away, because it takes a lot of time to draw a caricature, but I would like to try, and I need your help. So come on in and help me out. Something else, I admit, I've been watching a lot of streamers, and I've been watching them play video games, and it makes me want to play some video games. So part of me is kind of interested in trying to play a video game on here, but I know that that might be incredibly awkward, so I have created another profile on here so it doesn't share it to YouTube. I'm very tempted to try playing games on Twitch, believe it or not. I have no idea how well it would work, because I've never tried. I got all the tech to do it, so I'm kind of curious. And I have a couple games I like. I like some shoot-em-ups, but not many. I love my simulators where I'm flying my quads, and stuff like that. But I really don't know. And honestly, I don't even know how well the computer will handle it. I don't have any game machines here, especially in this room. But if I showed you what I like doing, we're doing it. I don't play games. I do this for fun, you know, per se. I mean, doing caricatures sometimes can not be fun. Depends on the day. But, yeah, definitely this is more my fun. So we got this big hand here, and then this hand here looks a little small. So I feel like I need to kind of increase this hand's, at least the fingers size here, by a lot. So let me see what happens if I try to extend some of these fingers around this cup a little bit more. And then, since I usually don't put fingernails, but I told Slacker, that the guy I'm drawing right now, since I told him that he was going to get something special, he's going to get a person with fingernails, I'll draw in the fingernails, which I don't usually do. Okay, and I'll try to make these a little bit more like the other ones, but for the moment, I'm just going to scrape these in here. Okay. All right, I'm getting tired of my own voice. Headphones are back on. I'm getting my music back on. There we go. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So, let's get back to it. So I'm going to find the body drawing, and we're going to erase this shoulder to about right here. And erase all this junk. And all this junk. And all this junk. And all this junk. And right to there. There we go. Excuse me. Okay. Interesting song. Let's go grab my brown here. And what can brown do for you? Okay. By the way, I'm drawing the soul in brown just to kind of mix it up. I'm probably going to end up changing this to black once it's done. Unless I really like it. And if I do like it, then I'll go a different shade of brown. But for now, this was to just try and mix it up a little bit and give me something with a bit of a different inspiration. Sometimes drawing with different colors. And I know I mentioned drawing with a rainbow, but drawing with, different colors can be very helpful. So, or drawing with a different outline color other than black sometimes just helps loosen your brain up a little, at least for me. I'm attention deficit, so I use colors. Okay. We definitely need to work on that bird a little bit more. I think when I get done inking this, maybe I'll take a 15-minute break or something and work on that bird a little more, because he's just so cute, and it'd be really fun to keep working on him. And to get something done to a certain point and then reward myself by getting to work on that bird a little bit more, I think that'd be fun. And I think that bird is a little bit more entertaining to watch me draw than maybe doing this stuff. So if you guys like that, hit the like button. There's no like button on Twitch, but you can certainly put up an emoticon or something like that, which I'm going to change something here real quick. Apparently, in some of the stuff that I have turned on here on Nightbot by accident, it doesn't allow you guys to do emoticons or something because it does spam protection. So let me come here and find excess symbols, and I'm going to disable it so you guys can go crazy. Blacklist words or phrases. This filter allows you to time out custom words, phrases, and patterns, which I don't really care about. So pretty much everything is disabled, so have fun. Okie dokie. All right. Well, here we go. Okay, hang on. Okay, start the timer now. So it is 1 hour and 46 minutes when this started, okay? So don't forget that. 1 hour and 46 minutes. So when this happens again, let's see what that new time is. So really quickly, I'm just going to come up here and I'm going to say 1:46. And we're going to see when this happens again. I'm going to have to look that up and see why the camera does that. Yeah, and I must have bumped it accidentally and unfocused it. So I'm trying to refocus it. And I want it to focus on me, so let me do this real quick. Hang on just a second. Oops, that's definitely the wrong channel. I meant to do Draw2Much. Welcome to Legacy Studio Reviews, where I do tons of reviews. This is the wrong channel. There we go. Okay. Ooh, look at that focus. That's stinky. Okay, so right there looks pretty reasonable. So if I go back just a notch, that should be pretty close. Okay. You're welcome. There we go. I literally have all my different channels programmed into this thing, so I can show you this. This is Legacy Studio Reviews, where I do all of my review stuff, and I can do all of my unboxings and everything here. That's the whole setup here, and I can even show you some of the drawings I do. Like I did this drawing for one of my unboxings, which was kind of fun, and of course this one here. If you guys know any of my drawings that I've done for the unboxing stuff, which is really cute. And then we can go to this one, and the United FPV podcast that is a whole different show that I do during other days of the week and stuff, and unboxings for FPV and quadcopter stuff. And I even have music and background stuff and all that for this. But I do this mainly on Facebook, so if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see this show every now and then. And then, of course, right here is doing caricatures and draw too much and everything I do here. So that's how busy I am, and there's far more than even that, but that shows you just a little bit. I would love to focus this just a little bit more, if I might, because I'm really picky like that. Oh, here's a trick. Watch this. There we go. So now I can look and see that. And you see, that's more in focus. So if I go like this, hopefully that's more in focus. Yeah, see? And then I hit this button here again. And one more time. And now I should be in focus. Yay! That's how it should work anyway. There we go. I'm checking text messages. Okay, so let me come back here, and hey, thank you so much for following. You put my face right here real quick. There we go. The cat is listening to the music. Okay, anyway, thank you so much for following. I appreciate that. Welcome to the family. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to draw and focusing on the wrong thing. Here you go. I know what you're wanting to watch. So let me go ahead and draw in some knuckles here and here. There we go. And the next finger, which I'm not doing a good job drawing this hand, but I'm only so picky about hands. Okay. And then the last finger, which I'm going to kind of separate just a little bit. And bring that down here. And there we go. Wow, that's a terrible looking hand. That's a terrible looking hand. Let me try and fix that up, because that's miserable looking. Let me erase this. I need to redraw the knuckle a little bit and kind of rethink this form, because that's bad right there. Woo! Okay, so we're going to bring this up here. And, no. This needs to come like this and then take to the hand. There. That's what I wanted to do. This makes so much more sense. Just spit all over my screen again. Sorry, that's me wiping off my screen. Okay, so that goes there. Now this hand can kind of come down this way. And then we can do knuckle number 2, knuckle number 3, barely a knuckle there. And that should make so much more sense. Whoa, hello. I'm trying to move my screen around. And, oh, nope, Z to zoom out. There you go. And we need some more knuckles. So, I mean, fingernails. So, let's go to my pencil. No, pen. Sorry, pen. And draw in these same lines that I got going on here. A little tiny pinky. There we go. That's much better. Okay. Let's go ahead and darken up these lines now and start to build up the structure the way that I like to do so much. Thank you for following. I love that people follow. We are not even quite halfway there to getting to 100, but you know what? I am so thankful for every one of you 36 amazing, beautiful people. Okie dokie. And this way. No, I did not mean to do that. Get out of my email, for Pete's sake. My word. All right, there we go. You touch something and it goes crazy. Okay, there we go. And that looks great. And then I just need to kind of get this done a little bit darker. Whoop. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today, folks. I really hope that you guys enjoy this new little plan that I have for everything that we're trying to complete here. This whole new world that I'm slowly developing through my different YouTube channels and everything. I love camera work. I love broadcasting. It's just the coolest thing ever that we have the ability to do this. And I just want to continue to go crazy with this and just have a really good time with this. And it's not easy to record a video, edit it, and upload it later. So yes, it might not look as professional for me to be live and do the show live and record all my stuff live, but at the same time, it's more natural for me to do this. And when something can be done quickly, more things get done and more videos get made. I've reviewed 2 products yesterday alone that came in the mail. Of course, this camera setup here with the DSLR function, and also these new lights that are here in the room that are just making my video look so absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you guys have no idea. I'm going to show you here real quick. You have no idea. This might look like a normal room setup, but if I switch over to my web camera here, which I have control of now, and I show you, the way to get this is to have 2 humongous softbox lights blaring at you in the face to get this professional, high-quality look. I mean, this is what is required to get a good look on this kind of stuff, which is just amazing. To get this picture, you have to have these humongous lights, when this might be something that you're used to seeing every day. And so it's really fun to review stuff, and that's why I have my review channel, Legacy Studio Reviews. And I love sending you guys over there and love seeing you guys subscribe. And we're about 400 people subscribed over there, I think. 420, 400, something like that. And it's wonderful to have all you guys over there, too, because I do tons of reviews. And it's just nice to quickly make stuff with very little editing, or if I'm editing on the fly, just like this. I could be drawing, and if that camera's pointed correctly, I want to make sure. But, I mean, I could literally be doing this with you guys right now, and then while I'm doing it, I could quickly hit this button here, and we've changed viewpoints, and now you can see my toilet paper and my my stuff right there, just like that. And then being able to, you know, be in this mode here and drawing for a little bit, and then I just reach over here, and I hit this button, and it switches back, you know? Or maybe I'm trying to show you guys something on my screen, you know, or whatever, and I could just be talking about it and nonchalantly hit this button here, and you see that little birdie that we were working on earlier, you know, and then hit that again, and that goes back, you know. So to be able to program all of this to do this stuff, and then if I'm making a point to you that I really want to hammer home on, and I think it'd be better that you see my face, then, you know, I could just hit a button, and next thing you know. So this whole idea to try and make this as professional as humanly possible, but be able to do it editing live, is very, very key and important to me. And that's my main goal, is to create something that can be, I mean, every company that you've ever seen does this stuff live. That's just a standard thing for any live event. This is what people are used to. So to be able to do this for you guys in this moment simply by hitting a button, that means a lot to me. And it can feel really, really natural if it's done right. That's not right, though, because right here is the side of my... There we go. And so, I mean, I have everything set up to be as simple and able to be taken care of, where, I mean, like, sure, I just hit that button, and obviously my computer monitor there is in the way, and I can adjust it, and I can even tilt it up a little bit. I have an arm right here that you guys can't see, where I can adjust this so it works really nice, just like that. You know, so maybe I need to scoot my chair over a little bit. Let's try that right there, and then we'll go here. Oh, sorry, this one. And there you go, pretty much centered in the screen. And it just makes it nice and easy for me to do this. And I can say what I want to say. I think I'm someone who is fairly good at choosing my words. So being able to hang out with you guys and choose my words in how I choose to say something. But, I mean, yeah, the internet's forever, so I say stupid stuff. It's staying on the internet, but at the same time, I just love this instant gratification of creating a product that you guys get to enjoy right now. And I just love that. So I'm an instant gratification kind of a guy, and I need that to survive. So to be able to do that with you guys in this kind of way, just it tops anything that I could do by recording and then editing later, which I do so much of. I have my camera right here that I take everywhere with me that I can, and I am constantly shooting video and post-editing, and you can go look at all of my crazy channels that I have, and I got tons of post-edited video, but this is what I enjoy. This is what I enjoy. And if I get a package in the mail that I want to unbox, I can just go, okay, let's go over to Legacy Studio Reviews, and we're this mode here where I can easily do my unboxing, call it a day, and then switch into something else and have that. You know, it's just wonderful to have that, you know. Sorry, lots of switching here. Not what I mean to do to you guys, but I think I've made my point, haven't I? Because this is what I love to do with you guys. So it's just so much fun. And I feel like this form could become something, and it helps me make content so much quicker than anyone else. I mean, if I hear something hit the news, I can report on it before other people do because I have this setup, which I'm not sure how I would use it, but I mean, it's still kind of cool to have that ability, you know? If I wanted to be an on-the-spot news report, that's great. I mean, I got out my video about Clip Studio before a lot of other people did once the download was done, you know? I made it, and then literally that day, I made my video that now has close to 2,000 views, if not at 2,000 views. I haven't checked. But I mean, sometimes that's just the only way to get viral videos, is to record it the instant something new comes out, you know? So, okay, I feel really good about that. That hand still looks really small. So if I wanted to, honestly, I could just make the whole cup bigger. So, let's try this real quick. Let me come here, and I'm just going to cut this hand right off of here, cut into this cup here, and just cut it off right here at the straw. Okay, and let's just see what happens if we try to blow it up a little bit. Focusing on getting the straw and the cup lined up. Okay, I'll hit OK there. And of course I'll have to rework some lines, but let's see how that looks instead. So cleaning up that line and doing that. And I'll have to erase some stuff from the background and kind of resort out the fingers here. So I'll kind of have to carve the fingers out of... where is it? This one? This one. So I'll have to carve the fingers out of this, just like this. And the other side of the line here. What do you say? What? There we go. And just look at where some of this line work shouldn't be. So is this one in the finger? See, this one's actually cutting the finger off, so this one I'll have to carve it out. So this one's going to go here, and then come this way, and we'll carve this part out of the finger here. There we go, just kind of like that. And let's erase the straw here, and all the weird line work that leads to the straw. And right, whoops. Which one's the straw? There we go. So we get rid of the straw right here. And this one up here is probably this. There we go. And we can erase this. Oh, nope, not that one. Oh, not that one either. Oh my gosh, I can't find it. Where's the straw? That's not the straw. That's not the straw. Oh, is it the face? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this one. There we go. So now we've made the hand a little bigger. That looks closer to the proportion of the rest of the body. Let me turn on these layers here. Hide these layers. There we go. So that makes the hand look a little more even. I just need to keep cleaning up this cup. Okay, so a little bit more carving to do. So this layer. So this one right here. And this one here. Okay. And whoa, hello. Let me make this brush just a little bit smaller. Okay. Okay, and let me zoom out. Yeah, that looks much more natural. That looks good. Can I save with this? Does this save? Or do I have to do... Yeah, Command S. Let me see if I can change it really quick. Let's go into my Preferences, Shortcut Settings. We're going to go into the pop-up menu, File, and I'm going to find Save, which is Command S. I'm going to edit Shortcut, and I'm going to say Control S. Biff. That way, next time I need to save, I just hit Control S. And I'm so good. That's what I do. That's how I work. Yeah, that's good. So, anyway. So we got all that done. That looks pretty good. I think we're going to take a little breather on this guy, and we're going to work on our little birdie a little bit longer. So let me go ahead and switch over to him. And I am going to try and get some attention on Facebook and on Twitch. I mean, like on Twitter. So let me go to Twitter real quick. And let's do this. And I'm going to try and take a picture of this. Take a picture of that and see if it'll let me use it. There we go. You should come watch me draw this guy a bit more. Taking a little break from commissions. Twitch.tv /Draw2MuchLIve. And I thought there was a way to share this to Facebook, but maybe there isn't. Biff. I'll just share it that way, and that's fine. Let me see how it posted it. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let me do that also on Facebook real quick. What's on your mind? Photo, the birdie. Draw this guy on Twitch. Twitch.tv /Draw2MuchLIve. Biff. There we go. And that takes them to twitch.tv, Draw2MuchLIve, and they can come and watch. Hopefully that'll bring in a couple more people. That'd be kind of cool if that did. But I do want to work on this guy a little bit more. He is just so cute. Now, I am curious about something. I'm curious if I can make another window that can sit here. Because you usually could do this in the past. Betting you can't, but it'd be really cool if you could. If you could duplicate... Yeah, I don't see it here. Workspace... Reset to default, register, canvas. New window. Oh, it works. Does it actually work? Come on, no, you gotta, no, come on. Come on. I just want to put it somewhere else. Oh, does it work? Does it work? Oh my goodness, it works. So I can draw in one and you guys can see what I'm doing in the other. This is cool. All right, so I'm gonna draw on the bottom one and you guys can see the full image on the top. We'll make this work. That way you guys can see how the little details. Oh, this is neat. Oh, that's cool. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and see if I can make this eye match the other eye. This alone is amazing to just have this little feature to be able to kind of carve this out. This is a neat little touch. So let's go ahead and see what I can do here for a little bit working on this, because this is great. That'd be great. Okay, so I need my airbrush, and I can start carving into this. I'll start shaping this and getting rid of the sketch line. So like I said, I'm drawing on the bottom one for you guys, okay? For those of you who are wondering. All right, thank you for following Worky WR3KZ1T. Works it. Works it? Thank you so much for following. Appreciate that. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and just carve this out and fill it in here. Can I just adjust this? Oh, even better. So it gives me some more room to work, and you guys can still see that. Ah, it's so cool. All right. Anyway, I know I'm freaking out a little bit. What's ever? What's up, Nate? Thanks for coming and hanging out. Look at that. You even got your own little Nate emoticon. That's cool, man. Thanks so much for coming in and chilling. There we go. Okay. It almost looks like I'm giving him a black eye. I'm going to get to that point. I will become a Twitch partner. I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'll get there. I will get there. There's going to be a time. I did it on YouTube. I can do it here. One day. All right, so let me go ahead and do this and go back to... no, wrong brush. There we go. Let's make this a bit bigger and drop its opacity a bit bigger yet. There we go. Okay. So that's looking really cool, but I do think that I need... Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm really enjoying the setup myself. I am dealing a little bit with this camera here. I'm waiting for it to freeze up again. We're going to see how long it takes. It froze up at 1 hour and 46 minutes, so I want to see when it freezes up again and see if I can find out when it freezes up on the 15, 20, 30 minute, 40 minute mark, you know. But I'm getting it figured out. We're getting there. And it looks, so far, I think it looks pretty professional. I'm very pleased with it, and I'm hoping that we can just keep stepping forward on it, because... I mean, yesterday I made my first Twitch sale on here, first caricature sale on Twitch, which is wonderful. And I intend to take over the Twitch world just like I took over, well, I don't want to say that, but I hope that I get more sales on here too. That'd be kind of cool. So, dreaming big. I'm a big dreamer. And I've been drawing commission here for the past hour or so, and so I wanted to take a break and come over here and work on my cute little bird a little bit more, which I think is a really fun little piece. And I got your notes for other options, which I think are pretty cute. We'll see if I can work with those, if they would be good for our theories. Let's do this. Thank you for everyone who's in here. If you're not a follower yet on Twitch, would love for you to be a follower here on Twitch. become a twitcher. Not a tweaker, a twitcher. There we go. So let's go ahead and trying to shape the eyeball. Slowly carving it into the eye socket. It sounds kind of weird, don't it? Yes. Okay, so there we go. I do think that I need to grab this gray here, make my brush a bit smaller, and do a little bit more shaping out this way, kind of like this. There we go. This looks awesome. I'm just going to blend it down a little bit so it's not so bold. There we go. That's more like it. Okay. And, whoops. Rotate. Rotate. That's what I'm asking you to do. Rotate. Grab some white. And just come in here and fill this in a little bit more. And actually, I do think that I need to bring this iris this way just a little bit more too. There we go. That's perfect. That's what I want to do. And there we go. Okay. Now, I can actually also go into the other one and the layer on top and grab the colors that I want to continue going, but I'm not going to worry about that. So just going to go ahead and get some white in here. Okay. And grab some white from down here in this highlight. And gonna do some hard hits with that one. I think that'll kind of bulb up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. We're starting to get something there. And then let's go ahead and get some pure white. There we go. And then this one's going to be the little cute little lines that I'm doing. So this one, I can just kind of knock these in here, just kind of like this. There we go. All right, so let's go grab this color here and just take this up this way and just kind of blend it in a little bit. I think that would look kind of cute. There we go. I admit I'm actually losing track of which way the eye is. Like, which way is up on this eye because I'm so zoomed in on it. Okay. There we go. All right. And this way here. I think that needs to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to go in here, get the darker color. Okay. And a little bit darker here. And a bit darker here. Just a couple short movements across here. Should darken that up pretty cool. And now to put in some highlights on the eyes, because I think I'm about done with that eye for the... Whoa! Hello! There we go. So I'm going to turn this to face as hopefully it should. That way I know where to put these highlights. And let's do one about right here. Okay. And the other one down here, I think. Okay, so now that that's there, we got that down a little bit better. Maybe make it a bit thicker here. Okay, and do the same to the other eye. Just make that look a little bigger. There we go. Okay. I mean, I could also put one up high, but I don't think I will. Now I need to start shaping the outer part of the eye. So, let's see what we can do. Because right now he does look a little... He's got a bigger iris in the left than the right. So I need to change that a little bit too. So let's go like this. Holding me back. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so let's do this and make this a bit smaller. And I'm just going to pull this inward a little bit. Oh, dude, look at what that's doing to that eye. That's almost awesome. That's kind of cool. I'm tempted to leave that and kind of mimic that. We'll see. I might actually try and do that. Because that... Wow. Wow. That just changed the depth of that. Holy smokes. Woo. I like when I get excited about my artwork. That's cool looking. I don't know. I'm torn about that. I'm really torn about that. I'm gonna have to start blending things back in here. That's a tough call because I like it, but I also don't like it. Come on. Let's see. No, too dark, too dark. I think that's going too dark. Yeah, I'm starting to make the trims the way I don't want them to be. Let's see. I need this color, and I can fix the eye. Let's do this and bring it this way. Yeah, now it's messing it all up. So I need this color, and I need to bring this back here, and then I need my blending tool. That's what I need, and that's what it is. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little better. Let me make the blender a little smaller, and just get in here a little bit and blend it down so we get some of the shadow in there. All right, that's still just as big, but hey, I'm getting somewhere here. Let me go over to the other eye. Maybe I need to make that eye bigger. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I just need to make that pupil a little bigger. Let's do this. And very, very carefully, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the... Make that a little bit bigger. Here we go. Just a little bit. Yeah, that's better. There we go. Yeah, it's bigger. It changed the outer diameter a little bit, but I'm really not crying too much about that. That's all right. No problem, Nate. Thanks for hanging out. You're a lurker. That's what you are. Which most of my viewers are lurkers when they do show up here. I don't have many in the chat room, but when they show up, it's fun. You are always welcome, good sir. All right, I'm going to leave that at that. I think that looks pretty good. I think now I want to focus on getting this beak cleaned up a little bit and start sharpening it a little. Start getting rid of these these sketch lines here. Okay. And see what we can do to get the form here. All right. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and get this nice and dark like it's sitting on top of the feathers. And then when I do the feathers, which will be a fun little challenge, then I will put them over top this. But you got to kind of build in layers. And I'd rather do this and build up the structure without it. Okay. Just try and make this look. And you can see it works because it sharpens itself up. And that's the important thing that I think people forget all the time, is that yes, there are sharp shadows and highlights and jumps in color in reality. And if you don't apply them in your artwork, then your artwork gets way too soft. Like right here on the outer cheek of this little area here, I bet you I can make that look really cool if I harden this up and I actually finish the beak off here and give it form. So I'm going to try. All right, starting by zooming out, and we're going to get the eyedropper and eyedrop that color. And then let's do, not pencil, airbrush. I'm trying to do as much of this airbrush as I can. And then make it a little bigger. And I'm going to, whoa. I mean, that is kind of what I want, but not quite. So let's try this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to build this up just a little bit because I can. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put some highlight on there. So go grab some white and shrink this down and just doctor that in there. No, it's too bright. So let me get my blender, take that way down, and see if I can just kind of blend it into this a little bit and see if that saves it or not. There we go. I do want it pretty, not as, I don't want it very intense, but I want that shape there. And the shape is hard. You can see that the shape there is definitely hard. So far I feel good about this. I think, what did I do? Why am I drawing on this layer? Oh, this layer finalized the eyes. Wow, look at the difference in those eyes. Woo! Man, that's freaky looking, but I do love that. So we're going to go ahead and merge those down and make that a single layer. I do like that a lot. That looks cool. Okay, back to what I was doing. Let me select this here, and I'm going to just hard shape out the beak off of this weird white stuff, which was supposed to be the feathers, but I'm not needing that at the moment. Okay. This side now. Okay. Do I make it look like I know what I'm doing? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, hey, camera did it again, so I have no idea when it did that, but that stinks. I wish I knew when it had done that. I think if I just hit this button, it should come back. I just took a picture of myself. Oh no, come on, work. Nope, I guess I have to hit that button. I don't want to hit that button. That means it's going to start recording. I don't want to start recording. And I can't tell when I'm recording or not recording. Alright, so I might be recording now. I have no idea. Alright, oh well. So, that went maybe 30 minutes? I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out, because that can't happen forever during a show. It's an old camera. It's doing an amazing job as a DSLR, and I never use it for anything else, so it's going to be perfectly suited for this. I just got to figure out how to make sure it stays on. Okay, let's go ahead and start shaping up the other side of this thing. Let's go back to my airbrush, which I have it, and Alt. Okay. Going to the other side here now, and I'm going to do the same thing I did on the first side. Okay, and let's go a little bigger. There we go. And let's come to the top here. Okay. And let's do this through here. Okay. And come back with the other side. Kind of just carve it into the shape as best I can. There we go. Same over here. And, whoops. That's not awkward looking at all. Blender, blend it. It must be blent. Blent. Alright. Airbrush. Okay. It's awkward looking, so let's come out here and do that. And here's where I'm just going to use hard, almost like a cross-hatching, and then I'll just blend it out so it blends into itself as it should. There we go. All right. And I'm going to start blending in this beak a little bit because we're going all soft on this thing, so I don't need to be that precise. Okay, so. Okay, I do feel that I need to work on the outer part of the eye on the left eye because the eyes look awesome, but there isn't enough construction and shape around the left eye. And honestly, the right eye either, but we're going to see. I need to do some building up a little bit. and see if I can form it a little better. Kind of build a socket, per se, for the eye to sit in. I mean, right there, that fixed it up quite a bit. And just a little bit of airbrushing. And coming to this side. And let's hit this here and come down here. There we go. Going dark with it just to see how it looks, but I'm probably going to take it back to light and do, dig the cheek out of it. So let's go grab some of the white here, and I'll dig the cheek out of this here. So I'll bring the cheek up this way and come back around this way. And I'll carve into this, like this, and then see if I can shape it out to be formed, because right now it just looks like a blob. Even though zoomed in it doesn't, zoomed out it looks a little too much. And if I can bring this white up through here a little bit, I think that would help. Just a bit. There we go. Hard to say. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. So it may be a little bit too white as well, because I am using a... Am I using a full white? No, I'm not. There's plenty of white left. So I'm not sure how I feel about that at the moment. So let's go ahead and carve up this just a little bit more. There we go. A bit smaller. And... I mean, I do feel like there's some shaping that's working out kind of well here. It looks like the eye is inset. Probably a bit too much, but it looks a little inset. I do like how the other eye is beginning to take a shape like it's coming, like it's fitting in the face a little better than the first eye, but a little torn there. And this is a great learning experience for me, though. I'm really enjoying this. This is a lot of good knowledge that I'm finding here as I do this. I do think that the other eyebrow looks better because it has a dark undertone here, and then looks better as it comes around to the top to the white. So kind of building that up does make a lot of sense. So we'll kind of do that a little bit. But then as you can see, I'm cutting into where my eyelid should be. So I need to redefine the eyelid by a lot. So let's zoom in here. And I need to redefine that eyelid. So let me go select some of this white. And it doesn't need to be by much. It just needs to have a little bit of form to it. Because the sun isn't even there to hit that. So, I mean, that would be a dark area, but the detail needs to be there. There needs to be a structured shape that can then define where the next stage is going to be. So I can carve this out of here and grab some of this. So you can see that there's a little bit more structure now with that eye, just slightly. And that should be the goal. And like here, we can... And I don't know much about structure. I mean, I draw caricatures for Pete's sake, but I am enjoying what I'm seeing here. So, part of me feels like I know what I'm doing. Part of me is like, dude, you have no idea. You're talking way out of left field here, man. But hey. What's going on? How you doing? Okay. So, holy smokes, it's 4:12. Wow, okay, I might have to start looking at cutting this short because wifey gets off here in about 15 minutes, and I haven't done the dishes. I'm supposed to do the dishes today. So, yeah, professionalism just went out the just went out the window, and it's kind of like, no dishes done. She asked me to do them. So, I'm going to have to scoot soon because I totally forgot. But if I get them done now, then it'll look like I knew what I was doing. I'm sorry, I know you just got here. It's unfortunate. That stinks, but oh yeah, totally forgot to do the dishes. Just when I was getting somewhere. But I still have my commissions I need to work on some more, but I need to at least get the dishes done and make sure I take care of my wife because I'm the stay-at-home husband right now, so gotta do my job. Oh, phooey. I totally forgot that. And if she gets out of here on time, as I expect she should, then she's literally going to be leaving here in about 15 minutes. And she works all of 5 minutes away from here. You take care. Thanks for hanging, man. Appreciate it. I'll see you next time. And yeah, I will probably have to scoot out of here, but I hope you guys have enjoyed that. I mean, that's so fun just to work on this bird and start learning shapes and structures and learning to do that out of carving it out so much. I think that's fun and feels more like a carving technique than it does a painting. You know, you're building it up with the whites and the darks, and that's just how you're doing it. It looks really cute. I think in time that could turn into something really cute. We should keep working on this over time. And try not to mess with it or delete it like I did the last one on purpose. I did delete the last one on purpose, but all the same. Yeah, I gotta go do the dishes. I love you guys. I'm so sorry to cut out here when we got 5 people in here. I've been waiting all day for 5 people to show up in here. I really hate to scoot on everyone. But yeah, when I promised my wife I'd do the dishes and she's coming home in 15 or 20 minutes, hubby gotta go because I totally spaced. So I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I hope that you enjoyed the studio setup here that we got going on, and hopefully this is professionaling this up just a little bit. And yeah, I will have to see you guys tomorrow. Hey, if you're not following me here on Twitch yet, please do. I'd greatly appreciate it. Really shooting for some goals here that I really need your help with. As you can see here, we have 12 days to get 100 people in here. That's one of my main goals. So I really need your help. If you have any friends on Twitch or you have a Twitch account and you'd be willing to offer me your support, please follow me. I'd greatly appreciate it. And then, yes, I am the stay-at-home husband. I'm not making much money at all other than the caricatures I'm drawing, which really is not that much. So if you'd be willing to offer your support, consider making a donation. You can do that on my Twitch profile. Go there, take a look, scroll down. You're going to see the link that'll get you to where you can make a donation. Every penny helps. You guys need to know that because right now I'm fairly unemployed. I'm waiting for them to start calling me, hopefully this next week, to start putting me to work, but I'm part-time seasonal. I don't even know when they're going to work me, so any donations would help because I would love to continue to do this for you guys, but this is a short opportunity to do this unless something big happens out of nowhere, which would be my prayer and my goal, and I'm shooting for whatever I can to make this a real thing and not just something that I'm doing through the month of November and doing it here and there. I love doing this every day with you guys, and it's something I want to do really often. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you've enjoyed your day with me today, and so sorry to scoot on you all as soon as you all get here in this moment, but yeah. Time is of the essence if I want to keep my wife happy when she gets home. She deserves the dishes done. She deserves this whole house to be clean from head to toe, but she's supportive of me doing this during my day. So I love you guys. I will see you all later here on another live. Hopefully, what is today? Today's Friday, so probably on Monday. unless something crazy comes up. But we shall see. I love you guys. See you later.